Gord, a week of preparation, a little too long maybe? Would you like to got at it sooner?
I was thinking that last night. I was actually talking to my dad this morning and said that to him. It would have been nice to be ready to go here tonight. And I think the guys are ready too. You know, they practiced hard and you know they're prepared and all that. But you know, you want to get into the mix of it. And certainly watching the NHL games and how competitive they are, they want to get competing for some wins themselves.
Did you feel you got a good complete week of practice though?
Yeah, I thought we accomplished a lot, and you know we know the task that we have ahead of us there with Grand Rapids and the type of team they have, and you know they're solid in all areas, and so you know we wanted to be prepared and make sure that we knew what they were going to do, and now we're going to concentrate on what we want to do.
Gord, youngest team in the AHL. What was the key for you as a coach to get the most out of this group?
Well, I think from in the room they drove themselves, and you know obviously we tried to keep things positive when we were going through a tough stretch, but you know the strength of the room really took over, and we have a great leadership group, and not only our older guys but our younger guys that have been through the battles themselves, and you know they basically took it upon themselves, and certainly with the help of the rest of our staff keeping things positive, but I'm really proud of the way these guys conducted themselves.
Where has Nylander grown the most during his stint here?
I think his confidence just alone, you know, he's got such an ability about him that, you know, for me, really good players make other players better. And I think as time has gone on, that confidence of being able to come in and play against older guys and not just players that he's familiar with back over in Sweden. Obviously, he was playing against professionals over there, but playing against different older players and seeing that he could definitely play with them and excel. And I think that was the biggest thing, is his confidence has grown over time.
Do you hope to tap into a little bit of the nervous energy of some of these rookies?
Absolutely, you know, and make that nervous energy work for them rather than sometimes it can work against them. And you know, they got to look across the rink there and see a lot of young guys on the Grand Rapids side too that have done very well, and you know, so they're basically playing against their peers, and so that nervous energy should be a confident thing.
What has allowed Connor Brown to be successful despite his age, despite his size in the AHL?
Just he's got such an inner drive to excel, and you know, he's a guy that's proven people wrong, probably proven me wrong on a, you know, just that expectation basis that, you know, I didn't expect Connor to have the type of year that he's had, and he's been a guy that's just every day of his life has had to improve himself, and so, you know, he's doing it now. He hasn't reached his final goal, and he's still probably at some point when he does get to the NHL, he's going to be the same way, is try and prove people wrong, and that he's going to be a top echelon player up there.
Do you think of an anecdote or a story that displays his work ethic, whether it's in practice or in a game, or something that stood out to you, like, geez, this guy he's pretty possessed? I don't know if there's something.
Yeah, you know what, we did some highlights, and we showed some of our guys when they were at their best, and I think there was one highlight of Brownie when he was early on in the season, and it might have been his first goal even, and he scored a kind of a highlight goal, and after it he was just like, he was better. If the boards weren't there, he would have gone right through them. You know, he was so excited and just about knocked the glass out, and you know, that just kind of tells you how the kind of joy the kid has.
Lipsick gets all those comparisons to Gallagher in Montreal. Do you see those comparisons at all?
Yeah, you know, I see the competitive edge that Gallagher certainly displays, and Lipsick at the same time, and a skill level that, again, he can play with top-end guys, and you know, as a smaller player, he could play in a top two-line role when he's engaged and playing the way he can, and you know, he's a younger player too. He's a first-year pro, and he's a guy that's, you know, he's had a learning curve since he's been here, and probably in Milwaukee also. But you know, I think he's got that confidence too, that he can play at this level and certainly go beyond.
What are your hopes on seeing Matt Fratton do a Peter Holland, basically show up and make it happen in the playoffs?
I'm hoping Matt Fratton does Matt Fratton like he did 3 years ago with us when he was one of the guys that kind of drove our team and got us to the finals, and unfortunately got hurt there the last game in the semifinals, and we missed him dearly in the finals. So he's a guy that sort of excels in the moment, and we're hoping we get the same out of him.
What did you like from Gibson's season? It's kind of allowed him to kind of mature his role.
Mature is a real key word with him. He's mature beyond his years, and a lot like Connor Brown, Antoine Bibeau is the same way. As these guys, they're real professionals, and they come to the rink every day engaged. And sometimes with young players, you have to sort of set them in their ways. And he's a guy that we've never had to, push or prod. Like his work ethic is there every day. His focus is there every day. And if anything, at different times, maybe his confidence wavered, and we saw no reason for his confidence to waver, just because where his game is at. We feel like he's accelerated where he probably should be.
Maybe a bit of a perfectionist.
Yeah, not a bad way to be. Certainly as a goalie, and you're going to make mistakes, and sometimes he's not accepted in that, and so you can't always be perfect, but I guess you can strive to be perfect.
Does he start tomorrow?
We haven't announced it yet, but he's carried the majority of our games down the stretch, and so he'll definitely see some time.
Ideally, you would start this. Would you want to alternate back to back?
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. Again, kind of performance based, and Gibby to this point is he's taken every opportunity and made the most of it. So we feel good with him being our guy, and the same with Antoine.
People say that people that follow the league more closely than I say that Jeff Blashill, the way going up against him, is almost like going up against Babcock and the Red Wings. Same system. He instills the same things. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. He's a great coach, and obviously he's had success wherever he's been, and so much like our players, I guess it's a good challenge for us and our staff to prepare against that team and know that there's going to be adjustments to be made, and I know his team's going to be ultra prepared, and they play to an identity that the same type thing that the Detroit Red Wings play to, and they're extremely hard team to play against. Not exactly in a way that they're gonna physically beat you up or anything, but boy, every time you have the puck, there's somebody in your face, and they come back really hard, and it's a battle every inch. So that's what we expect from them.
It's obviously been a bit of a teaching season with such a young group. As a coach coming into a playoff series with so many young players, how much do you lean on the veteran guys who have been through these battles before to kind of lead the way and then maybe take some pressure off the guys who might be a bit wide-eyed?
Yeah, I've been fortunate in that every team that I've been a part of that's won, like we've had real strong rooms, and I see the same in our group, and that's something that I've told them that at this point, this is your room, and you guys monitor it. You make sure that everybody's prepared and ready to go, and you talk about the leadership group, and it's not just guys that have been in the league for 5, 6, 7 years. It's guys that maybe they're in their second year, or guys that are first-year pros that have gone a long way in playoffs or been in World Juniors, so forth. So that's going to come from a lot of different directions, and whether it's a goaltender even, it stems from that, and just maybe even by leading by example.
What do you think the playoff format of 2 here and 3 there?
I think it's great for us. Obviously we don't have the home ice advantage. If it comes down to 5, they'll get the 5th game in their building, but at least being able to establish a mindset in our building, and we love playing in this building. I know the atmosphere will be great, so starting at home I think is a great thing for us.